everyone. So today it's my next video in the Mayan series. I'm on day sign 18 of 20, so we're almost there. So today I'm talking about the Mayan day sign knife or Etznab. So that's the 18th of 20 Mayan day signs. Right, so I always give you a little bit of information about the Mayans before I start, just in case you're a bit of a newbie to the Mayan culture. It's not a huge amount of information, but there are books and there's a certain amount of research you can do online to find out more if necessary. I'm terrible with my memory, but I will put some names of some Mayan astrology books that I've read in my past that you might want to have a look at if you want to further your knowledge. So just to give you a bit of an overview, the Mayan people were from ancient Mesoamerica, so that's present-day Mexico and Central America. They're famous and very, very well known, that's why we're talking today, for their knowledge of astronomy and mathematics, and their ability to read the sky and use cycles, basically. Maths and astronomy is really their thing. So a lot of their culture was destroyed by religious fanatics and European invaders. And in some cases, the way the Mayans lived may not have always been totally sustainable. But we don't know a huge amount about that. But we have managed to piece together some facts from indigenous sources, from manuscripts that are still, that weren't destroyed, luckily. Some things were saved from the destruction. We have inscriptions and manuscripts and tablets with lots of information on. Also, archaeoastronomers, ethnoastronomers, anthropologists, they get the opportunity to talk to native Mayan people who are alive now to get even more information on the Mayan culture and the calendar and the way it all works. So the difference between, I would say, Mayan astrology and Western astrology is Western astronomy looks at astronomical cycles and the position and alignment of planets. But Mayan astrology interprets time in blocks of time in cycles that go around in cycles. For example, the day signs go in cycles of 20. So crocodile is day sign 1, all the way over to day sign 20, which is light, and it then goes back to 1 again in a continuous cycle. So yeah, the Mayan system is a series of groupings of days. The most important of those groupings of days, and there's loads of them, is the 260-day Tzolk'in calendar, where 13 days has been assigned to each of the 20 day signs. And if you do the maths, 13 times 20 comes to 260 days. So when you have a reading, you will find out your day sign, which is the most important element of you and all the bits that go with it. You'll find out what day in the Tzolk'in Trakana you were born, as in what day in the 260-day calendar you were born, and some other little elements like your Lord of the Night. And anyway, you'll see as we go on. Don't want to go on and on and on. So the day sign is the most important thing, and it's what I'm going to be focusing on today. The day sign and all the elements that are related to the knife Etznab day sign. So as I've said, the year is split into a series of 20 days that cycle round and keep going. Each of the 20 days has its own sign that reveals important information about your destiny, your personality, your abilities, your weaknesses. It also provides you with how you were as a young child, how you've developed into your day sign, and what you're here to evolve towards as you get to past your 40s, towards the last end of your life. The Trakana, as I've talked about, is the 20 blocks of days of 13. So each of the day sign has 13 days attributed to it. So if you were going to look at that in terms of influence, I would say the day sign is just 75% influence, with the Trakana being at 25% influence, with other elements like your galactic tone and the other elements that I'll talk to you about added, like extra herbs in a meal. But the biggest part of your reading on a Mayan day sign on the Mayan calendar is your day sign, your Trikana, and I would say your galactic tone as well. But as I said, there are other elements that also make a difference. These are just the most prominent. They're like the foreground of a picture. The day sign's the foreground, the Trikana is the background, and the galactic tone. So each day sign has 4 different elements attributed to it. So you have your past and future signs, which are linked. They're different day sign energies, but they're linked to the Etznab knife day sign. They help you with your spiritual evolution, where you started and where you're working towards, and where you'll be expected to evolve towards the end of your lifetime. So you're influenced by your past sign till around the age of 12, 13 years old. Past that age, you flip to your main day sign, which is Etznab knife, or some people call it flint. So flint knife, but the Mayan name being Etznab. And then around 40-ish, it changes a little bit for everyone, but around the age of 40, you'll start feeling your future or your destiny sign, which you need to understand and realize to be as part of your spiritual evolution. Also part of your day sign is your masculine and feminine energies. These signs support your day sign, again, like the past and future days one does. So the feminine side's like your introverted sign, the only people that love you see. So people that you're close to, close friends maybe, and loved ones. And it's the way you are at home around people that you love and trust. Your masculine side is your outgoing side, the side that colleagues at work would see, the side that people that say hello to you every day might see, the side that your manager would see. It's the side you express to the world, your working world, and to those that you're not necessarily overly connected to. So these are just a quick idea of the other elements that could be involved in a Mayan reading. So you've got the Lord of the Night, which is a sequence of 9 days symbolizing your deep unconscious hidden motivations and your dark side. Reminds me a little bit of the soul urge in numerology. Or another element of your reading will be your solar year. Each year in the cycle has its own special quality reflected in your personality and character. And then there's the phase of Venus, which is divided into 4 main periods. And the phase in which a person's born can offer insights into their social values. But the Lord of the Night, the solar years, and the phase of Venus are more minor elements of a Mayan reading. So getting back to focus on the knife or flint 18th day sign. So the knife sign is associated with the north. So that I call them the white group, opposite to the yellow group, or the south one. So the north day signs are very much associated with, instead of connection, separation, sacrifice, objective decision making, and materialization. So materialistic, the tangible things of the world. So the Mayan name is Tjax. I just pronounce that my own way, but you might find that hilarious if you know the correct way to pronounce that. Etznab. And the meaning, of course, is flint, knife, or mirror, which I found to be quite interesting. The element associated with the knife is air. And as I've said, your direction is north, and other signs within your group are wind, death, dog, and jaguar. Death is sometimes called transformation because it sounds a bit better than death. And yeah, the other 3, jaguar, I think they're fairly common names that most people call. So wind, death or transformation, dog, and jaguar are in the same group as the flint or knife day sign. So the flint knife day sign that you emanate or show from about the age of 13 all the way through your life. So you're very mechanical, very technically and very practically inclined. You're excellent at solving mechanical problems, also more concerned with technical aspects of a subject and the detail of a subject. So you're very into technical detail and tangible tangible mechanical problems. You're well coordinated, you're good at using tools, so you'd be an amazing engineer or mechanic. You could do great finger work to play musical instruments. You're just very good with your hands. You're good at problem solving, so you'd be great at finding problems in machinery and fixing it, or building new machines to solve a problem. You're an excellent specialist, and you always strive for excellence. But you, on the other side of the coin, you would also be good at the healing arts as well, whether it's alternative medicine or normal medicine, like a surgeon or a doctor. But you could also do healing arts, like a spa owner, massage therapist, or alternative medicine. You're a great public speaker. You'd do very well in politics because you're good at getting the word across to people, and you'd be a great motivational speaker. You're not great with emotions. You don't really like dealing with emotions, or your own emotions, or dealing with emotional issues, because you tilt more towards the technical, rational, logical mind. You love being social, though. You get quite excited by parties and family visits and social gatherings. And you also are great friends because, you know, you're quite fun to be around, and you're a good conversationalist. But you're also strong, very courageous and brave. You're not afraid to do and say things that other people may not. So you're very good socially, but you're also quite blunt and straightforward, and you'll say it like it is, which sometimes is going to cause issues. But you also need time alone. You're very social, but you need time alone for reflection and understanding your truth. And you also find happiness in the union with a partner. So you like to balance the two. You need time alone to muse, but you also need social time, and you want to be in a relationship. You have the ability to mediate, get people talking, which is a great ability to have when there's conflict everywhere. And you're prone to troubles in relationships at times because you need to apply logic to everything. And logic doesn't always suit relationships, unfortunately. But you've got a great head on your shoulders, and you're good at discerning those cold, hard facts away from the raw emotion of a situation. Remember, emotions aren't really something you want to deal with. But you heal the society when you focus on achieving harmony and positive discrimination. So, personality. As I said, you're very logical. You prefer to deal with the cold, hard facts rather than emotions and difficult emotions and changing situations. Much more about the safe, the logical, the facts. When you're passionate about something, you can be a bit obsessive about it and think and do nothing else. You're comfortable in intimate groups because you're very social, as you can remember, and you're the person people go to for personal advice because you're quite the sensible one. You suppress your emotions. Remember, you're not great at dealing with your emotions, so you suppress them for the good of others. This is going to help you at times in your relationships when you don't express negative feelings towards others. But this could cause stress within you if you don't express or say what you feel that you need to say. But as a whole, others love to be around you. You're very considerate. You make others feel at ease. You're a good person to talk to because you're a good listener. You're considerate and you're selfless, and people feel really listened to you when they sit and spend time with you. But you can be a little bit of a workaholic when you're really engrossed in a subject. Remember, you can be quite obsessive if you get really, really involved and in depth with the subject. And you have a habit of expressing what you see in other people in a very direct way. As I've said, you're very honest. You're very social when people like you, but you are very honest and blunt, and you are at risk of hurting people's feelings. But at the end of the day, you're being honest, and that's what you consider most important. Like I said, you're very social, you're kind, you're compromising, you're self-sacrificing, but you are honest. At least people know where they stand with you. You protect and defend others without tiring or sacrificing your own self or needs. And you use the sword of truth bravely. You cut through the lies, you cut through the crap and say, come on, what is the real details here? but you are polite, you're compromising, you sacrifice yourself for others if you feel you need to, and you'll put your own interests aside for others if you feel you need to. However, like I said, you're not great with those emotions, and you can lose your temper quite easily. So you tend to sort of try and repress your emotions by avoiding conflict at every turn. In disputes and conflicts, you remain calm, but you have a strong will, strong nerves, you're purposeful, you're determined, and you'll do what you need to do. And you'll always uphold your point of view. You don't take into consideration even close people's opinions at times. You follow your own heart, which is good, but sometimes it is good to listen to others a little bit, because you never know when you could be a bit wrong. You're considered disciplined, responsible, always good at standing with the management. Speaking only the truth often leads to conflicts with colleagues and other people. As I've said, truthful people often get themselves involved in fights because you're single-minded and you're not interested in sentimentality or emotions. That's all a nightmare for you. You follow your desires and dreams without being distracted by any other unnecessary emotions or reflections. Negative. So you can let your negative energy take over and be very emotional, negative, resentful and angry. Remember, you don't handle your emotions very well. You keep things that have hurt you inside, not saying anything until one day you explode like an atom bomb and everyone hears your issue. And you've been known to, and you can resort to violence and use very sharp, cutting words towards others. But when engrossed in a project, you can become a workaholic. You can be a bit obsessive when you get overly interested in one subject, and it can be to the detriment of everything else in your life, including your family and friends. You're reserved, and you will become more solitary until you grow bored or complete the project. You're social, you're talkative, but you can also be reserved and solitary if you're not in a good way. You're a perfectionist with your work, and you often procrastinate and take longer on projects, nitpicking the fine details because you just can't get to a point where you're perfectly happy. You're overly concerned about how others will receive the project, what their opinions will be, and you can allow these confidence issues and insecurities to really stop you from doing what you need to do. It can really hold you back. If you have health problems because of your outbursts of anger and resentment, maybe we need to tone down the anger and resentment a little bit and try and manage your emotions a little bit better. And finally, you're very accident prone, but you can remove that negative energy by helping others and giving back to your community. So think about that as other ways that you can give back, and think about ways that you can deal with and channel your anger and your resentment in a more healthy way for your sake and everyone else's. So let's go into the day sign particulars a little bit more. What I've just spoken to you about is the main day sign in the middle. That's the main thing about you. So from age 13 onwards, that is the core personality and abilities of you, the knife day sign. What I'm going to do next is talk about the feminine, masculine, the past and the future sign, and how it works together with your day sign. So the knife sign is supported by the feminine and masculine. That's where I'm starting. So your masculine or outgoing sign that supports your knife day sign is Road or Abe. It's spelled Eb, but it's pronounced Abe. And this is your extroverted, outgoing side. It's apparent in your professional relationships, and it's how people see you out in the world. So they see you as very relaxed, generous and giving. This is how you're going to be at work or in informal social gatherings. You're courteous, you're helpful, you're good at relating to others on a casual basis, which is good. You're a pleasant person, you enjoy good, pleasant company in return. But you make sacrifices to help others too. Your relationship is the center of your world. You're practical and a great problem solver and a designer and an engineer, just like your day sign. So you express that technical engineering ability out into the world. You're ambitious, you're very hardworking, you like to get started, you like to get the job done, and that's how your boss sees you, and he'll love you for that. He or she, actually, boss could be a girl. I shouldn't say he or she, disgraceful. So you like to get started, you like to get things done, but you prefer peace to competition and conflict. You can't be doing with it because you're easily hurt emotionally. Remember, you've always struggled with your emotions. And when you're out in the world, you can carry your emotions a little bit on your sleeve and be hurt easily by silly little comments or actions from others that you take a little bit too seriously. You're sensitive, you're emotionally fragile. You hold on to anger and resentment just like your main day sign does. And you vent that energy, that anger, that resentment with hard work, which is good for venting the energy. You're persistent, you'll get the goal achieved, but you're a bit of a slow starter. Your boss might struggle to get you started at times. You're a conservative kind of person and you want peace in the world and you want peace in your environment. So this is how you come across to your boss and people that sort of know you on a casual basis rather than a deep way. But people that know you deeply, okay, they're the people that will see your feminine side. So the feminine side that supports your day sign is seed or Cam. This is your introverted side that only comes out in your intimate relationship, so people that love you. So as I read through this list, think of family, close friends, and what you do at home in your spare time and things like that. So this is where this is related. So when you're at home and you're with people you love, you come across as more of an entertainer. You're quite the performer and you're quite good at attracting attention of those you love and are close to. You're the natural sportsman, you're quite sporty, so you like to go to the gym or participate in team sports or play tennis or anything that gives you like a physical outlet you'll do in your spare time. You're very social still, like your main day sign. You're very social, outgoing, very much a leader and quite influential of others. So you're a leader in your family, you're a leader with your friends when you go out, and what you say around your friends and family is quite influential and people listen to you. You help your relatives and friends and you do it honestly and nobly. You're supportive and you strive for that ideal love relationship or friendship relationship. At home, you can be a bit of an attention seeker. You're quite confident and got good self-esteem, which is good around people you love and people you're really close to. Passionate, active, dynamic, always moving around, always getting things done. High standards for yourself. So even when you're at home, you can't relax really. You've always got to be doing something or doing something physical or getting things done. You're independent and brave and confident, just like your day sign, strong, determined, and you'll fight through difficulties. So whatever you go through with your family and friends or at home, you're quite strong at standing and getting through it and being there for friends and family. You strive to achieve your dreams, you set good standards for yourself, but you work hard for your family and you're determined to protect and look after those you love. And you have a powerful impact on those you love and those you are really close to. So when you were a child, when you were young, so from your birth up to about 13, you were influenced mostly by your past sign. So it's your familiar way of being that you trust, you understand, and you work with to assist your spiritual growth. So it's where you came from, but it can also be used in your life and as part of your evolution. So when you were a young'un, you were very cooperative and helpful towards other people, and other friends when you were young or your classmates. You were loyal to your friends, consistent and committed to your work. You would stick with your friendship group and fight for them in times of trouble. So you're very loyal to the people that you're close to. You're good at playing in teams, either being in a friendship group or being in a football team or a netball team or a basketball team. You're good at playing in a team to get a job done. You're creative in social, political topics. Your main day sign was very political and a good communicator. So this comes from your childhood, this interest in political subjects and world-changing ideas. You like to look around your territory, so you love to go out. You would have loved to have been outside when you go out to play. You might have discovered new areas on your bike or on foot with friends. You like to roam around your territory and look at every nook and cranny and make sure everybody in your territory is okay. You're quite authoritative, so as a young child and all the way up to 13, you wanted to be the leader, and you were good at being the leader. So the leader in team games or group games or even day to day, you're quite good at leading and being authoritative. And you're quite sensitive to where you stand in the pecking order, whether it be leadership or whether it be popularity. You're sensitive to your position within the friendship group when you were young. But you needed lots of variety and lots of energy. You loved art and music, but you were very technique conscious, which is interesting. You may have in your young life, if you're a dog, ox energy, as your past sign, issues with a parent, namely your father, and emotional maturity will come or did come for you by understanding the father in your life, or if not your father, the authority system in general. So your emotional maturity will improve when you understand authority or understand your father and the reasons why they do what they do. But before that, that could be a little bit of an issue in your childhood. So your future sign, this is what you're evolving towards. So when you're whacking 40, you should start feeling your destiny sign. So it's your new mission given to you around the age of 40. You must understand, accept and realize this sign for your spiritual evolution. So your sign to support your knife day sign that supports your future evolution is death or transformation, or simi. I prefer transformation. It's a little bit of it's not so negative as death is, but it symbolizes change rather than death. So your future, you started off quite the attention seeker, but very technical minded, very looking at the tangible and logic and rationality. However, your future evolution is very much based on becoming a little bit more spiritual. That means that's listening to your inner voice, looking for your expanded consciousness, interested in philosophy. Maybe you're going to sort of dabble in the occult scientists, maybe numerology, maybe astrology. Maybe that's why you're watching this video. You become more spiritually strong and less practical and tangible, which is your main day sign. But it's part of your evolution to leave practicality and technicality behind a little and look a little bit more at the unseen. Maybe even developing your psychic abilities, your connection to intuition and perceptions that you may not really have thought about or studied or discovered before. You may travel for business or to help those in need, but you have a strong faith as you tip past your 40s. You go more towards faith, religion, spirituality. All of that appeals to you. You're confident, you're sensitive, you're a wise leader. The leadership seems to have stemmed from your past sign. You've always been a bit of a leader, sensitive to your pecking order, sensitive to authority. You have a sense of duty. That brings you abundance, and you also align with powerful allies. You're a diplomat, and you bring peace, and you link with the right people so that you get the right leverage and power. You can communicate with all types of people across the globe, whatever sort of background they come from, and you cooperate well with others. Remember this, if you're not quite 40 yet, you don't have to tell me your age. If you're not quite there yet, this is what you're developing towards. So think about becoming more spiritual, maybe traveling a little bit more, still being confident and sensitive, still having leadership qualities, striving to make a difference, achieving your goals, interested in politics still. You're a good orator and you've always had a bit of an interest since childhood about politics and your community and world events. That might be something to keep going throughout your life. You're full of wisdom, both practical and spiritual. You have discipline, organisation skills, and you're quite powerful you hold the power in most relationships. Like I said, you're seen as a leader. You're sensitive to your pecking order, your place in the pecking order. So you are very much the kind of person, and you're evolving towards the kind of person that likes to hold the power up, be the leader and take control. But the main points here is you're moving from a very technical talent towards being more spiritual and more involved in the unseen. That's part of your evolution that you need to understand and realise. Right, I hope you found my video really useful today. If you haven't already, please like my video by clicking that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. Click that bell icon and you'll be kept up to date with all my latest uploads. If you'd like to contact me, you can go to my website at soulexplorer.net, or you can email me at katie@soulexplorer.net, or you can contact me through Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn or Twitter. As ever, guys, I want you to trust the soul within you. Only your perceptions, intuitions and ideas knows what's best for you. Trust the soul within you. See you soon.